Oh, there we go. We're live. Oh, and I forgot to post the link. That was a bit silly. Um, we're here. We are going to clean this itty bitty Unitank. It's just something that I've got to do. And I figured I may as well take anyone who wants to join me. Anyone who wants to join me on the journey. So we're in here. It's a pretty rainy day. So I'll get up closer in a big way. So yeah, basically, we've got this Unitank on loan, and I've already been cleaning and passivating my new brew bucket, and I thought, while I've got all the water and stuff here, may as well clean this out too. So got a mixture of PBW here, and got a beautiful coloured towel. So just going to put all the parts down so they don't get scratched. A few people have asked, now, how do you, where am I going to put this? I don't know. Maybe just aim it down a bit. How do you take off all of these things? So we've got, you see this here? Around this side, it's a carbonation port. This is a thermo sampling, sorry, not sampling. This is the sampling port here. The racking arm, and down the bottom is your dump valve. Up here is your blow off, and this is a coil chiller. So we're just going to take them off and put them into the PBW. Let's go. We'll start at the top. So these are all tri-clover clamps. This one's, I think it's a 2-inch. There. This is your safety valve. Hey, 2 people watching. How are you? Whoever you are. I think I've got comments on. So yeah, this is just to protect the unit. I think it's rated at 15 psi, don't quote me on that. So if the pressure builds up more than that, it'll just vent the pressure. So then we've got this big 8-inch triclove. Yeah. Big one. And then this is your gasket and your cooling pipe, which you can put in. I think these are, they look like maybe 5mm, whatever the American version of that is. So you're basically pumping in cool water or glycol to chill the beer down. I mean, you could also do the reverse and warm it up. Anyway, there. So we can now get down into the fermenter. You can see it's just like any conical. It's pretty heavy too. Down. We'll start at the side here. This is the carbonation port. I'm going to try not to touch the carbonation stone with my fingers, because all the oils will go all over it. So yeah, so basically you hook up this to your CO2. You could probably do it with, if you wanted to oxygenate the wort as well. Don't quote me on that one either. And CO2 will go through here into the beer, carbonate the beer. Ah, g'day Boris, how are you? Yeah, I've got one of these on loan, and I thought there might be people interested. So here we are. So I'll put that there. Here's the thermo well. And these tri-clamps, I've used them before. I did a brew at Endeavour Brewery, and they had triclover on everything. They're really great because you can take it all apart, clean it, and this is your sanitary gasket. They're really cheap, silicon, but it is a real skill to be able to quickly use these, and it's something you need to get used to. This is the thermo well. It comes with a digital temperature reader, but if you're using a temperature control, like a fridge, STC 1000 or Inkbird or something, you could just put that straight in there as well. Alright, this is your sample port. Put that down there. This is pretty nice. Sample port, it's just lever moves up and down, and again that's just, you know, sanitary, really smooth. The gasket just goes on there, nice and easy. Where am I? There we go. Now these big things, can you see the dovetails? Maybe can I put this up on anything? Oh, we'll just roll it. So these big boys here, I actually dropped one on my foot, and it won. So yeah, these are really heavy butterfly valves. You can see the butterfly valve there. On this end, it's got a much thinner inlet for the racking port to go in, which is inside. But anyway, that just goes in there. And when you're racking off, you need a triclove to hose barb to go there. If you have never seen a butterfly valve work, you just need to grip this handle. It's quite stiff when it's dry. You can see there's a nice amount of throughput there. Well, this one's got the, I'll show you on the other one, it might be easier. And the dump valve. Okay, put that there. So this dump valve here, you can see the butterfly. Which way does this go? This way. So you shouldn't really be moving these too much when they're dry. You can put stress on the rubber gasket. I don't know if you can see it, a little red thing in there. That's what creates a seal. This is, it is better than a ball valve. It's not 100% sanitary because you still got a little bit of, you can't quite get at the top and bottom to fully clean that. But these do look like they come apart with Allen keys at the back and maybe an 8mm nut or something. But yeah, cool. Close it up. Okay. And last little bit that we need to take off is a little elbow. At the bottom. It's just a 90-degree elbow. So now, without everything, this jacket does come off as well, just zips down here. It's a bit of a rigmarole to get it on, but it's not too bad. So you can see all the holes. Looks like it's been shot with a machine gun or something. But yeah, there's a lot of ports for such a little fermenter. And you can see how big it is. I don't know, 180 centimeters, or maybe, what is that, 5'10" for the Americans. It does look quite comical how many valves and stuff are there. And I'm actually missing this should sit on there. It has a pressure gauge and a ball valve under here, so but that can be a blow-off tube, and to release pressure, if you seal it up, it will start to hold in the pressure, and the temperature. The pressure gauge will tell you how much pressure you're up to. I'm not quite sure how if you can, if it's got a spunding valve on it or not. But I will be testing that. But I'll need to borrow a couple of tri-clamp fittings because I'm down 3 tri-clamp fittings and 1 gasket. This is a loaner unit, so this was already set up at a convention. I reckon it just got packed up with a couple of other things and they went awry. So let's lay out the parts a little bit so we can see what they are. This will be riveting for everyone here. Thanks for tuning. Oh, who's that? What's this? Hi, K Berry. Oh, I missed that. Hi, K Berry 1249. Sal. Thanks for tuning in. Tri-clamp, ball valve, tri-clamp. I mean, all this hardware is like, it's the real deal. No mucking around with this stuff. I just, the cynic in me is a bit like, well, it's a lot of faffing around and on the homebrew level. You know, ball valve, there's those there, there's those there. Okay, we'll get a nice little overview of this. See how we go. Tucson, Arizona. Tucson, no, Tucson. Is that am I saying that right? So can I flip you around? Here we go. So here we are. So we have the 1.5 inch tricloves here, 2 inch triclove, and I think that's an 8 inch triclove. The 2 butterfly valves. That is the carbonation stone, the sample port, thermowell, the elbow. This is the cooling jacket. What am I talking? Cooling coil, and that's the unit. Oh, Tucson. So like Tucson. Yeah, I thought that was right. I was maybe a bit French on my pronunciation. So yeah, so we're gonna get the old gloves on because we've got some hot PBW here in this white bucket, and it's going to dunk the pieces in. Give them a soak just in case. I don't know if these have been used or cleaned before, but I'm just going to give them a clean anyway. Oh, is that going to mess that up? Oh, okay. So this is to 0.12 megapascals is the rating on this, which I think is maybe around the 20 psi. Someone can look that up. I think that'll be all right. Oops, that's the wrong hand to put in that. Tri-clamps, we probably don't need it. It's not going to hurt them. This is the good thing about these. Whoa! Don't put the tag in there. The tri-clamp. Sorry if there's posting going on in the comments. I will check it in a minute. Because they're all stainless steel, you can just although there's a lot of faffing around. I'm not gonna do that one. They're just really hardy and easy to clean. So anyway, that's in there. I'll put the cooler in, let them soak for a little bit. Yeah. So how's everyone going? 14 minutes. 17 psi. Thank you, Boris. I think it was around 20. Have I missed anything in chat? Ah, cool. So, where are you from, Boris? Only 3 people. I guess it is late at night here. What else? Oh, I may as well tell you about the other stuff that has arrived. Not if not today, then yesterday. Oh, Boris, you're in Melbourne. Awesome. I was in Melbourne last week, and yeah. So anyway, did I know that already? Oh, 3:20 a.m. What are you doing awake? Are you procrastinating sleep, or are you nocturnal? So I also got a what's this called? This is a brew bucket, the Brewmaster edition. I've been saving up all year for this, and yeah, so finally got it. It's just passivating now. I've given that a clean, and I'm almost as excited as with the fermenter with this new Digiboil 35 litre. I'm going to use it as a sparge water heater. It's from Kegland. It cost me $149, which is exactly the same price as the Grandfather sparge water heater, which is 18 litres, and I can double that as a second boiler because it's got a little ball tap on it, ball tap. Yeah, so I'm really excited about that. It seems to be working really good. I've had 10 litres up to 50 degrees. It's super quiet. It is silent. Like with the Grandfather, you get that sort of kettle sound, but this is silent. If the light wasn't on, you can see little bubbles happening, but yeah, I'm really impressed with it so far. I'll be doing a proper review on it later. Jimbo, how are you? Just doing the old cleaning the new little bit of equipment that I've got on loan. Have you ever done a party guile mashing? No, I haven't, but I should. This is a bit flary, isn't it? Sorry, I haven't done a party guile, but I have been wanting to do it. It's a bit hard with the Grandfather the way it is to do that. I mean, you could, there's no problem with it, but it's just a bit awkward because it's a single vessel, so you can't really mash while you're doing a boil unless you've got a second boiler. Maybe that's on the cards. Yeah. What else are we going to do? There's probably enough time for them soaking now. Just give yeah. Oh, I realise that this is probably not the most riveting viewing for everybody, but I posted that I had a lend of this on the BrewTube official Facebook and the Salad Willow group, and I was getting comments and questions about it and people asking questions. So I figured, bugger it, I'm doing this anyway. Why not go live? So thanks for sticking around. Those who've been here and watching. This bowl valve is moving a little easier now that it's wet. I don't know why I'm not wearing gloves on both hands, but I love the feeling of BBW on my hands, I guess. Okay. Yeah, much easier now. Way easier. What you been up to, Jimbo? I saw you posted a video. I haven't watched it yet. I apologise. A little bit preoccupied and busy. Jimbo still on? Don't know. clover, clamps. Clamps? Are they called clamps? Yeah, they're called clamps. Oh, there's comments in the chat. I'll be there in a minute. Alright. So now, once I do this, I've got to passivate this bloody thing. And pass it, and I think New to Homebrew Tom said it best the other day. When it was 6 fluid ounces per gallon, or 29 point something mil per 3.5 litres of Star Sand in the water. That's just so much cleaner. Going back through the comments, what are you going to make for the Unitank, Boris? I wanted to do something that I could ferment under pressure, and because I don't have a fridge big enough to house that in, so I do have room under the basement under the house, which is a pretty stable temperature around 18 degrees. So maybe a lager, maybe a saison, because that'll probably be okay with that sort of temperature. And I want to try and use the Unitank ability to carbonate the beer while it's fermenting. So on the last, maybe I'll have to get some advice on this, but last 5 to 10 points of gravity, just kind of close the valve off and let that pressure build. So when I can just rack the beer off and it's carbonated into the keg, which will be great. Jimbo, 10 mil a week. Ginger beer, that's what it was. Patch large. Yeah. That's, I mean, I wasn't really going to use the coil, Boris, because I don't have any way of pumping cool. Like, I don't have the temperature controller, and I don't have a pump. I mean, I could put the grain father in the fridge. It just seems weird to do that, but I'm just going to use the pressure to kind of and choose my yeast, so or maybe ferment with a beer that's quite happy with it. So I'm not going to do a lager. If I do it like a pilsner, I'll use 3470, which you can ferment at ale temperatures anyway. Yeah, I think that's about all that I'm going to do. I'm just going to dry these parts off. Don't want to look pretty, and then put it all back together. Pour in the PBW into the actual Unitank once we've got connections all. Probably get my hand in there and give it a good wash, and then I'll fill it up with the Star Sand to passivate it, and then we'll at least be ready to put a brew on once I get the tri-clamp, the remaining tri-clamp fittings. So yeah, anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody, and it's just a totally impromptu. Oh, there's more messages. Yeah. Sorry, I was closing off. Yes, I was going to get a Grainfather Conical, but I wasn't sold on it, and it's a lot of money, and I like using my fridge, so that's why I went with the brew bucket for now. And Jimbo, to answer your question, hey Brian, how are you? Yeah, sorry mate. This was really, I didn't share it. What are you going to do? The Unitank, Jimbo, it's different to Chronicle because it can actually hold pressure. So I think it allows up to around 20 psi of pressure. So you could either ferment a beer as normal, carbonate the beer using the carbonation stone, and then just transfer straight into a keg, or you can actually serve from these. I probably wouldn't advise it because you're probably going to get a lot of foam. Maybe that's something I could try. I don't know. Yeah, that's what a Unitank is. A Unitank is a pressurized fermenter. You can dump trub out, you can rack beer off, sample from, all that, as opposed to a bright tank, which is a pressurized tank with a flat bottom. So the idea is you're not going to drop out true, but you'll let the smaller particulates settle out to make the beer drop bright or go clear. Yeah, spunding valve. I'm not sure that this is a very crude spunding valve, Brian. It's just this one on the top. It's rated at what was it, 17 psi. So once it gets to that, it'll kick off. But this has a pressure gauge on it, but I don't think it has a spunding valve built in. There was no documentation that came with it, so I'm kind of just running blind a bit. So yeah, it is a nice bit of kit, Jimbo. Well, it's an expensive bit of kit too. I think this retails for about 1,300 Australian dollars, so it'll be like £4. No, probably, I don't know, what is it, £600-700? So it's certainly not cheap. But yeah, anyway, I'll be doing a full review later. I'll call the Ss Brewtech have a spunding valve as well. Good to know, Brian. I don't think I'll be buying it for my review though. Yeah. Anyway, I'm really going to go this time. So thanks everyone for tuning in, and stay tuned for my full proper review. That's not a live video with all sorts of me bending down on the ground, fishing around with a glove and a bucket of water. So yeah, thanks heaps for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Cheers.